Welcome to the extracts from The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferris. Imagine this. You're faced with two choices. Choice 1, you work a regular 8-hour job 5 days a week until you're 70 years old, and by the time you retire, you might not have the energy to enjoy it. Choice 2, you work just 4 hours a week from anywhere in the world and make as much money in a month as you do in a whole year right now. Sounds crazy, right? But it's not impossible. Back in 2004, the author of this book was working so hard that he burned out and had to take a break. During that break, he traveled the world and discovered something incredible. He realized he could run a successful business with very little effort from anywhere he wanted. That's when he became part of a cool group called the New Rich. The New Rich are not like the super rich folks who are stuck in one place with big houses and property. No, these folks are different. They have money, but they also have freedom. They control their time. They didn't inherit their wealth. They created it by making their income automatic and creating something people love. And guess what? In this book, we'll show you the secret recipe to live like the New Rich. It's all right here in these pages. Let's get started. Before we begin, we release fresh content every week. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and enable notifications for the latest summaries. Our videos might be a tad longer, but that's because we're dedicated to delivering full book insights. So be sure to watch till the end. Let's dive in. Extract 1. The New Rich value enjoying life now. Imagine working hard every day, hoping to have a good life only after retiring many years from now. These people are called deferrers because they delay their happiness. They spend their whole lives working at jobs they might not even like, saving money for the future. But is this worth it? Think about a guy named Mark, who the author met on a flight. Mark seemed successful with a fancy ring and expensive trips, but he was unhappy. He'd spent 30 years working at jobs he didn't enjoy, just to live a flashy life later. He missed out on enjoying life today. Here's the important part. You don't need to be super rich to enjoy life. The New Rich, NR, understand that the time to live your dreams is now. You can have the things associated with millionaires like travel and free time without being a millionaire. To live this way, you need flexibility and mobility. That means having the freedom to do what you want when you want, which is hard with a regular 40-hour job. The New Rich have cracked the code to live luxuriously today, not someday in the distant future. Extract 2. Define your own rules and forget negative beliefs. So, there are these cool people called the New Rich, NR, and they don't like following the usual work rules. Instead of spending all their time at boring jobs, they have a plan called DEAL. Definition. This means they change how they think about their goals. See, most people want to retire when they're old, but the NR folks do something different. They work really hard for a while, and then they take short breaks where they do fun stuff. Elimination. Unlike many others, they don't start with tiny goals. They aim for big, exciting goals that others might think are impossible. That's because fewer people aim for the big stuff, so there's less competition. Automation. They find ways to make money without working all the time. Like, imagine making $1 million for your business instead of just 100,000. It's easier to do the impossible because fewer people try it. Liberation. Lastly, don't wait for the perfect time to make a change. There's never a perfect time. Waiting is just being scared of doing something different. To live an awesome life, you need to trust yourself and take a leap into the unknown. So, basically, the New Rich have a different way of thinking about work and goals, and it helps them live exciting lives. Don't be afraid to dream big and take risks. Extract 3. When it comes to being super productive, remember that less can actually be more. Let's take a trip back to the late 1800s. There was this Italian economist named Vilfredo Pareto, and he noticed something interesting about the peas growing in his garden. He saw that around 80% of the peas came from just 20% of the pods. Strange, right? Well, this 80/20th rule didn't stop with peas. In Italy, around 80% of the land was owned by only 20% of the people, and these wealthy folks also had about 80% of the country's money. So, what's the big deal for you? Well, it turns out, if you're like most of us, about 80% of what you achieve at work comes from just 20% of the effort you put in. Here's where it gets interesting. Many people work for a standard 8 hours a day, but instead of focusing on what truly matters, they end up doing lots of less important stuff. They check emails, fiddle with their phones, and walk around looking busy. And guess what? The person who appears busiest often gets rewarded. But here's the secret. About 80% of all this busyness isn't really getting you anywhere. People usually like being efficient, which means doing things in the quickest way possible, even if they aren't that important. They prefer this over being effective, which means doing the most crucial things well. Think of a door-to-door salesman. He might be efficient, but he's not effective. There are better ways for him to sell his stuff. And here's the kicker. The more time we have for a task, the more time we waste on it. So, if you have an hour to finish a project, you'll take an hour. But if you have all afternoon, you'll probably spend 4 hours on it. The new rich folks, though, they focus on the 20% of tasks that really matter and get them done quickly. This way, they're super effective, cut out the useless stuff, and often make more money. So remember, in the world of productivity, sometimes doing less can lead to achieving more. Extract 4. Save time by cutting distractions. Alright, so you've already figured out the Pareto principle, which is like saying 20% of the stuff you do gives you 80% of the results. Good job. Now, let's talk about the next part, elimination. Imagine this. Before you start anything, ask yourself, if I only get this one thing done today, will I be cool with it? This trick helps you kick out those annoying things that waste your time. Think about it like this. You know how sometimes you get sucked into unimportant stuff, like checking random websites, answering not-so-important emails, or endless meetings? Yeah, those are time eaters. Meetings are only worth it if big decisions need making, and they should be short and to the point. If you don't really need to be there, skip it. Also, keep your work talks on track. Instead of asking, "How's it going?" try, "What can I do for you?" Or if you're in a hurry, say, "I've only got 2 minutes." Another trick, cut down on info overload. You don't need to know everything. Try a week-long media fast. No news, no web surfing. Ask a coworker for a quick update or chat with your partner about what's going on. Don't waste time reading every book on a subject. Find an expert who can give you the quick version. It'll save time, and you'll get the info you need without the fluff. So, kick those distractions to the curb, and you'll have more time to focus on what really matters. Extract 5. Being productive takes discipline and controlling your environment. Think about how you usually start your workday. Most people begin by checking their email, but that might not be the best idea. You see, many emails aren't important and can waste your time. So, what's a better approach? Being productive means doing a lot of important work in a short time. It means focusing on tasks that help you reach your goals. To do this, you need to get rid of things that waste your time. After doing that, you'll have only important tasks left. These important tasks should be your top priority. You should work on them first thing in the morning, even before checking your email. On a perfect workday, you'd finish all the important stuff by midday. To reduce your email addiction, try reading and responding to emails only twice a day, once in the afternoon and once in the evening. If you can do that, you might eventually find yourself checking emails only once a week. Tell your friends, family, and co-workers about this change. Use an auto-response to explain that you're spending less time on email to serve them better. They'll understand, and you can handle truly urgent matters through phone calls or face-to-face talks. By letting small questions and tasks pile up in your email, you can deal with them all at once, saving time and avoiding interruptions during important work. So now you know how to work more efficiently. But how do you get that 4-hour work week while sipping cocktails on a hammock? Well, you'll need to break free from your usual workspace. Keep viewing to learn how. Extract 6. Regular office workers can also live the new rich lifestyle. Imagine you've already set your goals and got rid of time-wasting stuff from your work life. If you work in an office, you can't skip straight to automation. Instead, you need to escape the office first, turning it into Della instead of deal. Here's why. When you define your goals and get rid of distractions, you become super effective. You might do in 10 hours what takes your colleagues 40 hours. But most offices measure busyness, not effectiveness. So, even if you finish quickly, they still expect you to work 40 hours a week. The answer is to get out of the office. This means you work less and can do your job from anywhere. Here are 5 steps to do this. First, make yourself more valuable to your company. Second, show you can be even more productive working remotely. Third, prove how this benefits the business. Fourth, suggest trying it out for a while. Lastly, gradually increase your remote work days. Let's take Sherwood as an example. He wants to spend more time selling sailor shirts on eBay. First, he becomes really important at his job by getting extra training to help the company's clients. Then, he tests working from home by pretending to be sick for 2 days. He tracks his work and finds he's twice as productive at home without office distractions. Next, he makes a proposal explaining how working from home is good for his boss and the company. He suggests a trial period of 1 day a week for 2 weeks. When his boss sees his increased productivity, it's a win. Now Sherwood can work from anywhere because he proved it's good for the company. You can do it too. Extract 7. Make your business run by itself. All right, let's talk about automation, which is like a super important part of the deal plan. It's all about making money without working all the time. Imagine having a business that practically runs on its own, allowing you to enjoy life the way you want. So, to create this automated income stream, you need a business that doesn't need you constantly looking after it. Instead of doing everything yourself, you can partner with others to handle stuff like product distribution and website maintenance. You should only step in when it's really necessary. Now for this to work smoothly. 1. Everyone involved should talk to each other directly so you don't have to pass messages. 2. Give people responsibilities so they can solve problems without bothering you. You can hire virtual assistants, VAs, to help you out. They can be from different places, like Canada or India, depending on your needs. Don't worry too much about the cost. Even if they cost a bit more than what you earn per hour, it's worth it because you're saving time. Indian VAs are usually more budget-friendly and can be just as good as the ones from English-speaking countries. Finding the right VA might take some tries, so ask others for their experiences and don't give up if the first one isn't perfect. Trust me, it's worth the effort to make your business run smoothly without you having to do everything. Extract 8. Finding your money-making idea. Alright, let's talk about making money in a smart way. To get your automated income flowing, you need a cool idea. Think of it like this. You're setting up a way to make money without working all the time. First, you gotta have something to sell. It could be something you already know about, like an existing product. But here's the deal. Selling stuff that already exists might not make you tons of money. So, what's better? Creating your own thing. Something that makes money without you having to do too much. Start by thinking about things you're good at or stuff you know a lot about. Use those ideas to create your special money-making thing. Let's call this special thing your muse. Your muse doesn't have to be a big, complicated business. It can be something small that doesn't need a lot of time or money to begin. For example, the guy named Sherwood started selling sailor shirts online without spending any money up front. No matter what your muse is, you need to be better than the competition. Show people you're the one to buy from. You can do this by becoming an expert in your field. Maybe you don't need a fancy degree, but you should know more than your customers do. Go to seminars, read books, and do your research. Remember, you don't need to be a fashion guru to make cool t-shirts. You just need to know more about it than your customers. So, find your muse, become an expert, and start making that automated income. Extract 9. Test your idea before making it. Imagine this. Out of 195,000 books published each year, only about 10,000 sell more than 5,000 copies. Even experienced editors and publishers can't always make their products work. Ever heard of Webvan? It was a grocery delivery company that lost over $375 million and went bankrupt. Here's the lesson. Having experience or being smart in business doesn't guarantee success. The only way to know if your idea will work is to see if people want it. You have to ask them to buy it. Offer your idea to real customers and see what they think. Let's take an example. Sherwood wanted to sell sailor shirts. Before buying a bunch of shirts, he put them on eBay. When people showed interest, he said they could back order them, even though he didn't have any yet. This helped him figure out if people actually wanted the shirts. When he saw that people did want them, he ordered some shirts and started selling. His sales went up and he thought about quitting his other job. Another example is Johanna, a yoga teacher. She noticed climbers were coming to her class. She made a DVD with special yoga for climbers. She set up a website and used Google Ads to see what people liked. This helped her know if her idea was good. Once she was sure, she made the DVD, and it sold better than she thought. She even made back the money she spent on testing. Now, she sells 10 DVDs a week, making a profit of $750. Not bad for a first try, right? So, before you make something big, check if people want it. That's the smart way to do it. Extract 10. Offer a premium membership and make a big promise. Now that you know people really want your product, here are some important things to remember to make it a big success. First, make sure your product's purpose is super clear in just one sentence. Think about how Apple made it easy for everyone to understand what an iPod was with their slogan, 1,000 songs in your pocket. Second, don't make it hard for people to decide to buy your product. Keep it simple. If there are too many choices, it can be overwhelming, and people might not buy it. Third, give your product a higher price, like between $50 and $200. This makes it seem special and valuable. It also means you make more money and have fewer complaints. People who pay more are usually less likely to complain about small issues. Lastly, your product should make a big promise and actually deliver on it. Like Domino's Pizza promising to deliver in 30 minutes or less, or the author saying Body Quick would work in 60 minutes, and if not, they'd give you a refund plus extra money. These promises show customers that you believe in your product and make them more confident about buying it. It's like saying, "We're serious and we've got your back." Final summary. In The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferris, we've uncovered a powerful message. Instead of being stuck in an office until retirement, you can start living your dream life now. Join the new rich and take mini retirements along the way. Focus on bold goals, tackle the most impactful tasks, work from home to prove your effectiveness, ditch pointless meetings, and break the inbox checking habit. Finally, automate your income through muses. These habits will lead you to the lifestyle you desire. As we wrap up this summary, here's a practical step you can take right now. Create a dream plan. List everything you want to achieve in the next 6 months, all the things you want to do and be. Calculate how much these dreams might cost you each month. Whether it's a sports car, learning a new language, or even hiring a personal assistant, estimate the monthly expenses. From there, determine a monthly income target to make your dreams a reality. Now, you've got a clear goal to strive for on your path to living the life you've always dreamed of. Got feedback? We love to hear about our content. Just share your thoughts and book recommendations in the comments section below, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about the latest video. Thank you and have a great day.